The tip of the shard had caught the light just so, making it almost invisible against the glass. And then he stepped out of the mirror completely, leaving me broken and fading on the other side. It felt like ice water, but there was no water, only an unnatural cold that seemed to suck the very marrow out of my bones. And then I saw him. All I could do was watch as he walked towards the window, his silhouette a dark stain against the dying light of the setting sun. In that instant, I saw a flicker of recognition in his coal-black eyes, a spark of the man I once was. But it was gone as quickly as it had appeared, leaving me with the bitter taste of what could have been. I looked down at my arm where the shard had entered, and I saw that the darkness was spreading, inching closer to my heart. Maybe in death I would finally be free of the burden of being me, free of the pain and the sorrow that had become my constant companions. Maybe in death I would finally be whole. Before I knew it, he was gone, vanished into the twilight, leaving me alone in the deepening shadows. And as I struggled to pull away, more shards rained down on me, each one carrying a piece of him, a fragment of his soul that burrowed under my skin and into my veins. I screamed, but no sound came out. My voice was trapped inside of me, stolen by the mirror, by him. He had my eyes, but they were filled with a darkness that I'd never seen before. I didn't need to turn around to know who it was. His mouth was a thin, cruel line, and his skin was as pale as moonlight on snow. His hair was a mess of midnight shadows, and his lips were curved into a knowing smile. Now I'm free, and you will die. I was rooted to the spot, my entire being focused on the creature that had once been me. He was beautiful in a way that made my breath catch in my throat, and he was terrifying. The mirror, or rather the shard in my arm, pulsed with a dark energy. As he pulled himself free of the glass, his gaze boring into mine, I felt myself being pulled apart, atom by atom, until I was nothing but a shattered reflection of what I once was. He was tall and lean, with skin like polished marble, and eyes that burned like hot coals. I wanted to speak, to tell him he was wrong, that there was more to this world than the darkness he saw, but I couldn't make a sound. He turned back to look at me, and for a moment, our eyes met. But maybe that wasn't such a bad thing, I thought. Suddenly, the air grew cold, and I felt a presence behind me. "You shouldn't have done that," he whispered in my ear, his voice a caress of ice-cold air. And then the darkness consumed me, and I welcomed it, for in its depths